Okay, so this identification, part of the required lectures that we need to consider, also literature during the Great Depression, and also the 1930s, and in the book, in the textbook, this large section on the Great Depression. But the book, Grapes of Wrath, was probably the most famous book of literature that was created during the Depression, nearing the end of the Depression, but Americans, this was still um, the number one topic of everyone's life was the Depression in the 30s. And so this famous book was called The Grapes of Wrath, and it was a novel, a story about life in the Great Depression with fictional characters, but based, of course, on reality. And it brought in this idea of the Dust Bowl, and also farms losing everything because of drought on top of the Great Depression. So this book became a Pulitzer Prize winning book, um, written by John Steinbeck. So the book was about a large family who was great poverty during the Depression, and during the Dust Bowl, which again is referred to in the textbook. This period of drought that went on that coincided with the Great Depression, in which those on farms mostly were losing their farms due to drought and bad weather and wind and soil erosion. And so many of the farm families picked up to move to the cities to find jobs. And of course, that's the worst thing, because now they're moving from the farm into cities in which there was such high unemployment already. So it was one problem dealing with another. And that's the book talked about all of the challenges that this family faced, and in many ways there was a lot of very dark moments in this book, but also uplifting because people came together too. So he won the Pulitzer Prize for this book, and it became one of the most popular books in the United States. It's another picture. We see the farm and the swirling dirt, and trying to catch the mood of these farmers who had left their farm to try and find a better life in California. So they traveled to California. You could see all the street signs going different directions, and kind of desert out there. This picture appeared. This picture would be from the movie that was based on the book Grapes of Wrath. And then they packed up in this old, what they call a jalopy, or in this old car, and tried to make it to California. There's a poster of the movie, which was a very popular and critically acclaimed movie. Won some Academy Awards, including, you see there, directed by John Ford. He won the Academy Award for Best Director. That's just a quote from the book. You can't scare him. He has no fear beyond every other. So that's the Grapes of Wrath. So the Grapes of Wrath was an important novel during the Great Depression. Steinbeck won the Pulitzer Prize for it, and then it was made into an Academy Award-winning film, very popular and representative of the era of the Great Depression.